Welcome everyone, Team 7 on another adventure. It's currently day 4. It's on Disney Wish Thanksgiving 2022. And yeah, now we get on to the ship portion of it because today's a sea day and there's really nothing to do. Who would have thought, right? On the Disney ship we would have nothing to do but walk around? Why are you smiling?
I don't necessarily agree.
Uh-oh, that bias so quickly. Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, we already know that you're a Disney bias, so you buy into that. Let's talk about this ship that you like so much, and I'm like, eh.
Well, I mean, it's not the best cruise I went on, but it had its pros and its cons, and I knew what I was getting into going on the cruise. Right? So you don't go on a Disney cruise expecting it to be any other cruise line except for Disney. Like, you know, you're going to be tons of characters in your face. Everything is going to be kid themed. You know, no light nightlife. So I knew what I was getting into.
No. Hold on with the nightlife. The other ships had nightlife.
Well,
this one does not. This one is this is.
I just wasn't going into it expecting to have nightlife like we have in the other cruises.
Yeah, but
that's what I mean.
Yeah, but you gotta have something though. I mean, honestly, you still gotta have something. But this is hardcore fandom ship. You know what I'm saying? If you're a casual fan, this is not the ship for you. Definitely not.
I don't know if it's any different in the times when it's not the very Merry Christmas or well, I wonder if it's any different.
Well, from everything we know, and that's the funny part about getting on a ship, like we knew what to expect because all the ships pretty much do the exact same thing. And I know that's appealing for somebody, but that's not appealing for us in the way we cruise. So I kind of already, like I said, I kind of already known what was going to happen before we even get on.
I can argue that I think every cruise line, you kind of already know what to expect when you get on. So I would say every cruise line, you kind of know you're going to get there, you're going to have your deck party, you're going to do this, your dinner show. So it's every cruise, I think I would argue that you do have your elements, like it's all the same thing. And that's why some people don't like to cruise, because they feel like it's the same thing.
But unlike Disney, other cruise lines that have, where the cruise director has more control, like Carnival, where the cruise director can make or break the cruise. And you know that you could get on the same ship with 3 different cruise directors and have 3 different experiences. So, and where Disney handles that whole cruise director thing differently, and that's like
directors.
And that's like with every ship, right? Even Royal, like Mark Walker, Bing Bong, whatever ship he's on, great ship, great time. He's a great dude, very approachable. When he's not on the ship and he's on vacation, it's not the same ship. It's just not. So. Let's get into the positives first.
I was going to ask you, do you want to talk about the positives or the negatives
first? Let's get into positives first. The positive was check-in. I think check-in was probably the best check-in. One of the best check-ins we ever had.
Check-in was very easy. It really was.
And we got there kind of late, which we said last time we're going to start showing up a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we got there a little bit later. We got there after our check-in time and just flew right in. So no fuss, no muss. Our room was done. We went right to the room, we put the stuff down, and then got something to eat. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I agree. The check-in process itself was fairly seamless. I will say the parking was horrible, but
the parking was horrible, but that's to be.
I mean, but beyond that,
yeah.
I mean, I agree. The check-in was very seamless.
Yeah.
For not having like preferred check-in. It was fairly seamless.
Yeah. What do you think next? What do you got next?
I thought the ship was beautiful. It was so pretty, very well themed, and that's what you expect on a Disney cruise. So beyond Divina, I think this Disney Wish is probably the prettiest ship I've been on.
Well, what about Seaside? But anyway.
For me,
yeah,
I like just the theming because I love Disney. I love seeing the Easter eggs and the paintings and the various other things. So I appreciated it and thought it was really pretty.
Okay, now it's funny you put that because you have the ship design as a pro.
I do.
And
I like the ship design.
The way the ship looked.
It was so easy to navigate.
Nah, I think the layout was horrible.
I thought it was easy to navigate.
I see. I'm the exact opposite on the layout. I thought the layout was horrible. I mean,
like, what about the layout? It's horrible.
We've moved on from that layout. That's like the way ships were built in the 90s and early 2000s, where you had to walk up the stairs and around this and around that and get to this side, get to that side. But now we're in the world where we move forward with these huge, promenades and open atriums, and you walk right down the middle of the ship from end to end. You understand? All the shops, everything are on the outside, so you walk down the middle. You can see everything on each side as you're walking down. And that's,
I guess it's because everything we were doing, it was fairly easy to navigate. So I do agree with that. In the sense, remember the time we were trying to get off the ship and couldn't get off from the level that we were on? We had to go to another level. And
then go around and go down. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do agree with that. But everything else, like, I guess at least for what we were doing, it seemed easy to navigate to me. Yeah. I could find everything, like, very easily.
Yeah, but I just choked that up to experience. We've been on so many ships. And you understand what I'm saying? And we kind of fairly remember where everything is quickly. And plus, before we even get on, we know where everything's at. So we do a lot of research before we get on.
There's been ships on that I've been on it like the whole 7-8 days, and I'm like, I still don't know where anything is at.
Yeah, I mean, this ship for me reminded me of the old Carnival and Royal ships. That you had to walk up the stairs and down the stairs, and you have some things on this side, you can't get it from that side, and left to right, port starboard. I don't know. I think the way the layout was terrible. I think and even the people who worked there, everybody said Fantasy was better. Everybody said Fantasy was a better design. Everybody, people who cruise with Disney all the time, the people on board, cast members working on board, everybody was saying Fantasy was a better design. So what else you got?
So I'm going to talk about the food. So I think of most of the cruises we've been on, they're just standard food.
Yeah.
Was way better quality than the other cruise lines. The other cruise lines that we've gone on, we had to pay, and do the specialty dining to get food of that quality.
It's just gonna come off bad, but it's just gonna be bad. But for me, I think Disney's slipping on every level when it comes to cruising. I think they slipped, with the exception of how the ship looks in the theme. No, the food was good, but all the food's good now.
No, it's not. We have been on tons of cruises
recently, though,
and the food has been horrible. I don't remember the cruises like that, and the fact that I remember the food it says to me, like, okay, that means something.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
And I really like the rotating dining.
Yeah. The rotating dining concept is cool. That's pretty good. You get to see different main dining rooms. It's not like everybody.
Really love that.
Most people just have one main dining room that's 3 stories high, and it's all the same thing. And you're here, you're there, instead of dividing it. Stuff. Yeah, the rotating dining is cool.
Yeah, and I mean they have actual shows during the rotating dining as well. Not all of them, but like. A couple of them when we went in there, there were like, there was a true show on one of them, and then the Arendelle one, right? And then the Marvel one that we went in. There was like, you played along type of thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, interactive.
Yeah, like a dinner show type, like Capone's.
Yeah, it was interactive. No.
Tina and Tony's wedding at sea.
Staying on that food thing, like even though it didn't really benefit us at all because, we're not soda drinkers, but you did get free soda, right? Yeah, and the other cruises, like you have to buy like a soda package. We're not soda drinkers, so it really didn't benefit us that much. Yeah. But
Disney doesn't even have drink packages. Period.
Well, that's one of my cons.
Oh, that's a huge con.
That's a con.
That's a huge. I mean, just saying, we're family friendly, and because we're family friendly, you can't have a drink package. That doesn't make no sense. I mean, you're on that ship with a bunch of kids. You need alcohol.
Well,
come on.
The thing that I thought was funny is that they didn't offer a beverage package, which, okay, it's about kids and all that kind of stuff, but they had all of these tasting events.
Exactly.
bourbon and whiskey and tequila, like all these
wine and cheese. Yeah.
all this on cruise tasting mixology, cocktail mixology, where people can get wasted just as much as if they had a beverage package.
If not even more, because you're drinking straight alcohol,
so
unmixed. You understand what I'm saying? So if you go to a tasting, you have 8 drinks at an ounce. That's 8 ounces of alcohol. That's enough. That's enough to put anybody down. Yeah. So that was pretty weird for me. I mean, what else? Want to talk about the shows? So
I thought the shows were good. I think what I really liked about the shows is that all of the entertainers were quality.
Yeah,
like everybody could sing.
Everybody could dance.
I mean, they were quality entertainers.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the other ships where you have 1 or 2 singers.
Yeah.
But this one, like everybody, for me, I felt like everybody was a quality entertainer.
What about the shows in general?
They were very Disney. I thought that they were good.
Okay.
I think that they were. I mean, I appreciated the shows because I love Disney. I love seeing
I told you,
the different aspects of the characters and them presenting characters that you never would have thought, like, the
Hercules, having Hercules
and Merida and characters in the show that are somewhat forgotten about. I think when you go to the theme parks, you really don't have a lot of representation for those characters. So it was good to see them, and they actually had a place in the show.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that because, once again, I am a Disney fan.
Not just a fan, but anyway, go ahead.
And I didn't mind.
A little bit more than a fan.
And I didn't mind that all the shows were Disney related. Okay, Little Mermaid, the first one. There was another one. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, that opening show. Yeah, I can't remember.
The opening show.
Yeah, I can't remember the opening show. And there was a Little Mermaid, and then what was the other one? Aladdin. Yeah. It was Little Mermaid and Aladdin.
I mean, I appreciated them all.
Yeah. We actually have a video that's probably never going to see the light of day of the debate me and you were having over the shows. We went back and forth for a good 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody can sing. I'm not taking everybody can sing and dance, but as far as the shows, that's another thing where everybody has moved on and Disney's still sticking to Disney, instead of elevating it. Like right now, I just
expected that. I mean, I liked the Little Mermaid show, but I actually didn't care for the Aladdin show that much.
Exactly. And we saw the Aladdin, the Broadway version.
That's
and the Broadway
why
version,
I didn't care for it as much, is because I seen the Broadway version.
Which is phenomenal.
Aladdin. Yeah.
And then and you kind of expecting that, and it was like, okay.
And it's only because in other cruise lines we've been on, like they've brought Broadway caliber shows. Like, we saw Kinky Boots and Priscilla, so we saw high quality
Hairspray.
Yeah, high quality Broadway shows.
And then we saw original shows like Fine Line and what is that? the Viva Las Vegas one on I mean, it's all,
so that was the only show that I would say that kind of let me down, the Aladdin.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting it to represent the Broadway show, and it really didn't.
Yeah. I mean, the shows were where they were.
I like their colorblind cast. I totally appreciated the colorblind cast.
Oh, yeah. For me, I mean, a lot of people notice that, but for me, that's never an issue.
I know, but some people find that very offensive to have a person of color doing Ariel. Yeah. Like, I thought that was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I love the diversity.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I applaud them for that and keeping it going. I still don't understand why the dog had to have 3 legs in Strange World, but that's a whole different story.
So what did you think about, since you're talking about Strange World, what do you think about the movie theaters on the show?
The movie, there's too many of them. There's no reason to have 3 movie theaters. There's no reason to have the big theater where we're watching some shows and then have the 2 smaller theaters. You can use that space for something else. That ship suffered from the same issue. Norwegian, I can compare everything to everything else because we travel so much. That ship suffers from the same problem Norwegian Encore had. You have all this space dedicated for certain things that you believe everybody wants, but not everybody wants that. You know what
But
I'm
I
saying?
feel
Not everybody wants to. Or
the
have a
Disney-
convertible space where it can be a theater now, but then be something else later.
Yeah, see, I appreciate the convertible space, but I feel like Disney fans enjoy theaters.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they were every time we went to the two. We saw Black
Yeah.
Panther,
Yeah.
and then we saw Strange World, and the theaters were full.
Yeah. I think the theaters are full because there's nothing else to do on the ship. We watch more movies on Disney cruises than than ever. And the thing about it is, when the kids were small, it was fine. Now that they're adults or young adults, it's time to move on. You know what I'm saying?
People with families,
Yeah.
with younger kids,
Yeah.
it's a time for the kids to focus, watch the movie, and the parents actually get a little bit of a break. So I understand. For me, I understand
yeah.
why the theaters are there.
But how does that entice you to come back? And that's my thing: is you stick to the one thing, and then why should I go back?
But there's so many people that love movies. You know what I'm saying? We're not big movie, like, we don't go to the theater very often, but like, that is a huge following. Like, people.
Yeah, but I'm not
go
going
to
on
the
a cruise to go to be
I
in
know,
a theater.
but there are people that love theater.
No, I know. I
So
agree
we
with you.
just
but
happen
anyway,
to not be those folks.
we'll just move on. But I will say about the shows, like I said, I give everybody credit. Everybody's very talented.
Mhm.
But if I had to list those shows, and I'll stick to my guns on this, if I had to list those, and this is the only thing me and the kids agree on, if we had to list those shows and compare to other shows we've seen on other cruises, those aren't even in the top 10. No, they're nowhere near the top 10. Maybe at 15, one of the Disney shows will squeak in somewhere, because everybody has moved so far beyond with all the theatrics and MSC that has actual Cirque du Soleil shows on their ship. It's time for a change. That's a recurring theme with me. It's just time to make changes. Want to talk about the destinations?
No, because that's going to be a con for you. So I think I do have one more
That's
pro.
gonna be a con for you too. But anyway,
So
go ahead.
I like the split bathroom and we had a balcony room, and there was a split bathroom. So the toilet was in one area, but then the shower and the sink. So we had actually two sinks.
Yes.
So the shower and a sink in one, and then a toilet and a sink in another. I actually really, really like that in the balcony room. I don't know how you feel. Like, I really like that.
I couldn't stand it.
Why?
I don't like that at all.
Why? Just
I'd rather
because
have one bigger bathroom than two tiny bathrooms.
I didn't think that. So the one with the shower, I didn't feel like it was that tiny.
It was tiny.
I didn't
And that's
feel
not
that
even the
tiny.
main one too, because I mean I'm a bigger guy. So sitting on the toilet, I need to be in a
I thought
prime.
that there
I need to
was-
be in a prime pooping position, bro.
You're gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying. I need to have some elbow room. I like the kids. In fact, the funny part about it is I like the interior room better than the balcony room.
So I really did like the interior room.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
And I'm not
There was a lot of space in there. I agree. I really like that interior room.
Oh yeah. So it was. Yeah.
I like the split bathroom.
Do you?
I did.
I
I don't know
yeah,
why.
I
I
don't
really
know.
liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the smallest person in the family, Electra, if you go back and look at the room tour, even she was like, "Oh, this is small," and she's tiny. So if she thought it was small, it was small.
I mean, I don't know. How much room do you need while you're in there?
Bro, look at me, bro.
I know,
I need some room.
it wasn't that small.
I need some room, man.
It was not that small.
Especially when my guts are bubbly. I need some room, bro.
It was not that small. You
Listen,
were
I don't wanna be-
totally exaggerating.
Okay, it's not that small, but if you was on the bowl, could you wash your hands and brush your teeth at the same time while you was on that bowl? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you should never be brushing your teeth while you're on the bowl. Anyway, go with your next one.
That was my last major pro that I had on there. I actually enjoyed that, but
You like the split bath? I mean,
did.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
But I mean, since we're talking about the room, one of the things I didn't like about the room, there was not a lot of storage.
No.
There was very, very little storage. I like that it had a refrigerator in the room, but there was not a lot of storage.
Yeah. I basically just kept everything in the luggage.
You did. I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I don't like doing it either, but I mean, you got to do it. You got to do it. So.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of shelving for me. I mean, they had two hanging closets, but I bring stuff
Yeah.
that you just put on shelves.
Yeah.
So
And
there
then
really
the-
wasn't a lot of shelving.
Yeah, and then the design where you open one and slide one, like the doors were funky.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can always go back and look at the room tour. Even Kai was like, "How does this work?" Yeah, the doors were kind of funky. So, all right, you want to move on to your cons?
We can do that.
Because I obviously have a lot of those.
You do. I mean, you've been talking about the onboard activities, so let's just talk about that. I thought that there were things to do that were very similar to the other cruise lines. So
Oh, yeah.
trivia,
Yeah.
typical cruise stuff, right?
Yeah,
Trivia.
normal cruisy stuff.
Yeah, tours,
Yeah.
whatever. As far as adult activities, there, as I kind of mentioned before, the only major adult activities were the liquor tastings.
Yeah.
That was the only really, really major adult. So they did have things that were 18 and older. So they had trivia that was 18 and older. They had a few shows that
Let's
were
talk
18
about
and older,
Luna. Let's talk about Luna after 9, 18 and older. Adults only, and then a band comes in and wants to sing Little Mermaid songs. Yo, I'm a grown ass adult, bro. I'm grown.
Yeah, I know.
Bro.
I know. I get it. I just, once again, for me, I was just like, I'm on a Disney cruise. Like, I don't mind hearing Disney music. I love Disney music.
Listen, I was transportation for Disney. I listened to
So-
Disney for 8, 10
I was
hours a
fine
day,
with that.
driving a bus, and bro, come on now. But it's adults only. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be
I
adults
know.
only, and then a band's gonna come in and sing Disney music. Like, come on, man.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's just weird. That was just weird for me. I couldn't. That's just too much. I know some people love that stuff. I know they do, and
I could have sat there though. We left early.
because I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't doing
but
it.
I could have sat there and listened to the Little Mermaid music or whatever else was gonna come. I could have perfectly fine sat there and listened to it with
Okay.
no problem because I enjoy that.
Let's talk about my biggest disappointment. Let's talk about Hyperspace Lounge.
I was
Yo.
3. I was expecting
What a
it.
disappointment, bro.
I was expecting it to be more than what I got. I don't think I
It
even
was
ordered.
a closet. And all those milky
Well,
drinks. It's just,
I just
the drinks are just not even appealing.
I didn't even get a drink in there
No, we
because
didn't.
everything in there was like
Milky.
sugar,
Yeah,
ice cream.
yeah.
It just didn't.
Wasn't
it was
appealing at all.
For me, it was not.
Wasn't appealing for me neither.
I think they should have had a good mix of foo-foo drinks. I'm gonna call it foo-foo drinks, and then drinks that normal
People drink. Yeah, exactly.
And with a twist.
Exactly,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
could have easily done a twist on the Long Island, a twist on a, tequila sunrise or something like that. They could have done an amazing twist on
Oh,
that.
of course.
Like
everybody else does.
Instead of doing like a tequila sunrise,
Like they do it-
like blood orange.
Hey, listen, like they do at Universal with the Hog's Head tea. It's a twist on a Long Island. I mean,
Like I said, they
hello.
could have done a lot of
The
things
competition is doing it.
in there. I will agree. I was
What a disappointment that was.
I
And we're
wasn't-
huge Star Wars fans. I mean, we're literally sitting here talking with Star Wars posters all over our office area behind us.
I
so.
mean, going into it, it was kind of cool because you had to
Yeah, the
you like slam, hit
get
a
the-
button
yeah.
and it opened like they do on the movies.
yeah.
The door opened like you do on the movies, which is
Yeah.
cool. But once you got in, it was very
It was cheesy.
It
was
was
cheesy.
Well, I was expecting it to be more like.
It was like, ugh.
Remember when we went to
Let's-
not Rise of the Resistance?
Let's be
but-
honest. The Star Wars cargo bay for kids would have been a better area to put that in than where it was.
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I was expecting it to be more like, oh gosh, Smuggler's Run.
Okay, yeah.
The
yeah.
theming on Smuggler's Run.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting it
Yeah.
to be more like.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
And then it was just shoved in a closet, and it didn't fit. And I think that is the whole problem with that, is that where it was and how it was, where it was located on, it just didn't fit.
Well, and if they wanted to
It just
to
didn't
mimic
feel.
like a
should've-
bar from one of the Star Wars movies. It should have been bigger with like like a holographic
Yeah.
monster performer
Yeah.
or creature performer or something
Yeah.
like that. Like that would have been like, oh, that's cool, but it wasn't. It was.
Yeah. And I
It
think
really
they should have
wasn't.
did what they did with the dining rooms. Like going into Arendelle, you walk down this huge long hall that's preparing you. You're getting ready mentally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you're walking down this long hallway. Same thing. We're going into the Marvel, whatever, the Marvel dining room, whatever it was called. I can't remember. Like you're walking down these hallways and you're seeing these images and you're being set up. So as you're walking down this long hall, suspension of disbelief. You can get yourself into the area with the anticipation. But that you just turned off the main area. You had the bayou little. 1 second you're in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying, with Tiana, and then the next minute you're supposed to be on a Star Wars galactic cruiser. I mean,
If I were Disney, I would have made a whole floor just Star Wars.
That's what they should have did. They should
Instead of just putting a little hole in the wall.
Exactly. That
there
shouldn't
should
even
have
have
been
been
a whole
there.
level
Yeah.
that was completely 100% dedicated to Star Wars.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I would have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Because that's what you expect. That's what, especially now with all this
I
immersive
think
stuff. That's what
That's what
expected.
Star Wars fans
Exactly.
expect.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's just my take on that. I think they should have left that out. They could have deleted that and did something completely different and saved the Star Wars stuff for another ship, or just for another ship, and just do something where you can dedicate it to Star Wars, not just put something there just to get Star Wars people on board, and then put this ridiculous $5,000 drink. Come on, that's just obnoxious.
I'm with you.
And so they could have did that a little bit better, as far as I'm concerned. So, what else you got? What else you got on your list?
So one of the things that I didn't like, and we've seen this on other Disney cruises that they've had it, is that they didn't have anything comedy related. So they had no comedy shows or no other break from that. Remember we did the one Disney cruise and they had
Oh yeah, they had the
hypnotist.
The hypnotist.
They had a hypnotist,
yeah.
and there was another one that had a comedy.
Yeah.
So they had none of that.
None. Yeah.
Everything was solely Disney.
Yeah.
I love comedy, and there's so much comedy you can do around the world of Disney.
Yeah.
So I'm just surprised they had no comedy at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like
On
even
such a big
Crush and
ship.
Gush and all these other little
Yeah.
things they have in the parks where they have this little comic relief, because sometimes you just want to sit there and you want to laugh.
And Monsters Laugh Floor.
And Monsters Laugh Floor, exactly. So,
Yeah, I was expecting to have some sort of. There was no comedy shows
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So that kind of made me a little bit sad.
Yeah. And also too, for me, we feed off each other. So we go places as a group, and when one person is not really feeling it, kind of brings everybody down and this and that. And for the kids, they didn't have fun on this cruise at all.
So Kai did.
I did. I know Electra.
I know Electra.
Electra
I think
did not
Electra's
at
biggest problem is that she was in the in-between zone. So she was
Yeah,
17
yeah.
and a half. So she can't go to, she could have gone to the 18 because we would have
But
taken
she's
her.
not, exactly. But she's not going nowhere without Kai.
She kind of felt like
there was
there
nothing
was
fun to
no place for her.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was unfortunate. My kids have never been kid club, going to
Exactly.
the kids zone or whatever they
Exactly.
call
All
them.
all the cruises we've been on,
my
well
kids-
over 20 plus cruises, they've only been to the kids club twice. MSC Davina and Disney Wonder.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
was
it. Twice. So
And in Disney, we forced them to go.
we forced them to go to Disney.
Because that was our first cruise.
Yeah. Well, that was Olia's first cruise. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My first cruise.
Yeah.
So,
and then we wanted to get off in Nassau. Boy, the good old days when we liked to getting off in Nassau.
yes.
Now, bro. So, anything else?
So for me, I'm going to put this as a con only because some people may think it's a con, you particularly, is that there was no break from Disney. I'm totally fine with that. I knew what I was getting in when I embarked on this cruise, but there was no break from Disney.
Okay, so I knew that was going to happen. That's why leading up to this, I was like, because I knew that what it was gonna be. But the problem is we haven't been on a Disney cruise in so many years, and it kept coming up. Let's go on Disney. Let's go on Disney. Let's go back on Disney. Let's get back on a Disney cruise. Let's get back on a Disney cruise. Let's get back on a Disney cruise. So this cruise had to have happened just to get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Now that it has happened, and we did that, and whatever, we ain't coming back unless the new ship that they bought from Genting Dream, the one that has the roller coaster on and stuff. If that ship comes to America, which I doubt it is, probably being built for the Asian market. If it comes to America, then maybe I'll get back on it, depending if they take advantage of this ship and all it has and try to make it like a theme park on the water, like the new Icon of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. If they do something like that and try to make it like a theme park at sea, I'm there. I'm a theme park junkie. I'll travel around this world just to go to theme parks. So then maybe I'll go back.
I don't know. I love Disney. No doubt about that. For the price point,
that's the problem.
I will probably never get on another Disney cruise. I'm not that much of a Disney fan. Like, I love Disney.
Exactly.
I appreciate it, like everything. But for the price point, I can literally go on 2 or 3 other cruises.
We could have been on 3 MSC cruises
like
for the same price, and been in way bigger rooms, and been in suites and all of them.
And it's not necessarily just about. I guess if everything else, like if it had hit the mark, I would have been like, you know what? It's not about the money. Let's rewind.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely not about
the money.
We spend money stupidly. So
it's not even just that. Like it's not about the money. It's about, am I getting enough return
on your
I'm an
investment?
Accountant, guys, so forgive me here. So am I getting enough return on this vacation that warrants the price that I'm paying for it?
And it's
in my opinion,
and it's a 5-day cruise. We've been on 8-day cruise, and that's another thing. I can't stand these short little 3, 4, 5-day cruises.
Yeah, but we knew what we were getting into.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I think there's only one other thing that as far as a con goes, from other Disney cruise lines that we've been on or other Disney cruises that I thought lacked was their deck parties. I don't know why. Like, I just thought that they were so lackluster.
Take away the fireworks, and they just... I mean,
the fireworks were really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that. But beyond that, like, it just was...
And it's the same pirate deck party. Like, the same...
I don't even mind the pirate. I don't mind the pirate deck party because I think it's a theming, right? You know, all the other cruises, okay, you have a white night, you have 70s. Like, I don't care about, like, the fact that it's a pirate. I care about the fact that it was lackluster.
Yeah.
It was maybe 25, 30 minutes. And
then no real music you can dance to or nothing. Yeah.
And it just kind of died.
Yeah.
There was like nothing else after that.
It was just no energy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It just fizzled out. Just sort of like the day. Like every day after 11, there's nothing to do. And it's, I don't know.
Yeah. So that was my only last thing that I had as far as like con.
I just want to know people who travel, who use, and I said this in the other video. If you cruise exclusively with Disney, what is it that keeps bringing you back? Because for me personally, I can't see nothing that they do would warrant me to be on 25, 30. Like, we know people who've been on 25, 30 Disney cruises. We know people who travel on Disney 3, 4, 5 times a year. Why?
I would like to know that too.
I just want to know why when so many other cruise lines offer so much more. And we almost fell into that trap when we first started cruising. And then we're like, you know what, this Carnival dream.
I don't even know if it's so much more. It's comparable. So
Disney isn't comparable to what?
No. I'm saying other cruise lines offer comparable stuff. So why is it that you always cruise on Disney? And I mean, I know Disney has, I think they have like a loyalty program.
Yeah, they do.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near to what you're going to get on a Royal or Carnival Cruise or
Yeah.
even MSC.
Yeah, but anyway, let's just get back.
Anyways.
Well, yeah, we could talk about all this and debate all these other cruise lines, but like I said,
I'd be curious.
yeah,
to
yeah,
know what
yeah.
other people think and like
Yeah,
why do they
yeah.
always do Disney.
Yeah, exactly. I know there's some people that travel with Disney just so they can brag. I know quite a few people who that's their MO. You know what I'm saying? It's a status thing. But as far as like cruising and getting on a cruise, it's just there's just so much more out there. I mean, so and like I said, we almost fell into the trap of only cruising with Disney. Thank goodness we decided to start doing other things because we want more, we want to do more, we want to see more. So thank God for that. But that's it. That's all you got to say.
Yes, sir.
That's your story and you're sticking to it?
I'm just curious why people cruise on Disney all the time.
I am too. Well, I hope you learned something today. If you did, you did. And if you didn't, okay, you didn't. And if you disagreed with us and want to tell us how wrong we are, just put it in the comments. Anyway, next adventure, Norwegian Prima.
2 months.
Be there, be square. Deuces.
Deuces.